Good morning, YouTube. I'm gonna get this thought out quickly because I just came back from my morning run and I thought about it and I didn't want to lose it in the shower or afterwards making breakfast. So here we go. There is a very big difference between what you consider to be actual consistency in your day to day life based on what these, big influencers or health gurus tell you and what it actually looks like from a human that has responsibilities standpoint, right? So let's say, for example, you wake up in the morning. Let's say you have an immensely beneficial and really important routine where you wake up at 5 and you get your morning work done, right? Your morning work session. You meditate, your cold shower, you have a fantastic time, in the morning. But let's say, unfortunately, the only time you could schedule your checkup, your yearly checkup this year was at 6 a.m. Well, now you have an hour in between 5 and 10 or 5 and 12, whatever your schedule looks like, that you had not accounted for, and it cuts into your responsibilities or your necessities, right? Well, that happens, and it happens all the time. Maybe your friend calls you and his a family member just died and he needs somebody to talk to. Maybe your girlfriend calls you and she needs your help with homework or cooking or whatever she needs help with, right? It doesn't matter. Well, these life occurrences are going to happen whether you want them to or not, because believe it or not, you're alive. And this consistency, this aspect of having to get your work done, unless you completely cut off all the people that are important to you in your life and all the necessities that, the government requires you to do or whatever the fuck happens, you're going to have to do them. So being consistent and getting your workouts in, your actual, side hustle working or like work out of the way is going to be nearly impossible in your day-to-day life. So what consistency actually looks like is flexibility. You need to learn to be flexible with your schedule in your day-to-day life. How do you properly do that? Well, there's a lot of different ways to do this. I personally like to have my day charted out or scheduled out with things like Google Calendar, especially when I'm in college and I have my classes that are at a set point in time every single day that I have to go to. Well, every other responsibility, like for example volleyball practice that is not at a set time, I can go do whenever. But I have my workout, my volleyball practice, I have to go hang out with friends at a certain time. I have a date that I have scheduled with my girlfriend. It doesn't matter what it is, but things like that are going to end up moving around depending on different people's schedules, my schedule, what I have to do. Maybe I need to go talk to a professor directly after class, but I had a workout scheduled, right? Well, I'm going to go talk to my professor because that's more important for my grade than my workout is. And then I'm going to move my workout back, but then my workout cuts into my girlfriend's date time that I had with her for the day, right? So maybe I'm going to ask my girlfriend if she has, if we can meet, 30 minutes later so I can get this thing, done. So you need to be able to be flexible with your schedule, especially if other people aren't flexible. Let's say my girlfriend says, no, I actually have a class and I kind of wanted to hang out at least an hour with you. So I don't want to cut 30 minutes into that time. Well, then you would have to find a way to talk with your professor less or work out less time. So you could change your workout routine, right? It's about flexibility and finding what you can do in order to fit your necessities in with your life changes in, right? So it depends on what your actual day looks like. Now, with that being said, you shouldn't be ashamed of having to miss something. For example, there will be days where you're just completely booked and packed and you absolutely cannot get your workout in. Well, there's ways around that. Consistency looks like planning ahead as well. Being flexible and planning ahead also go hand in hand. For example, maybe you can't get your 2-hour push day in on a Monday, right? But you thought ahead. You said, hey, I can't miss a workout because it's going to be detrimental to my mental health, even more than it is to my progress. So how do I get this thing done? Well, you need to have a baseline for your necessities. For example, I have a baseline for my workouts. Every single morning, regardless of if I finish my workout or not, I always get 50 push-ups in, 50 sit-ups, 50 squats. That's my bare minimum for everything, right? So I do that every single morning. Then after that, I continue with my morning run and I actually do my workout. So it depends. Maybe, just maybe, there would have been a really long fucking line at Amazon returning packages when I had to return a package, and I wouldn't have had time for my workout because now I have to do my work for my video. So instead, all I did this morning was I did my push-ups, my sit-ups, and my squats. And then I went on my morning run. I got my hair cut. That was a necessity. So during my morning run, I said, hey, I have to go cut my hair. That's something that I do routinely every 2 to 3 weeks. And then I go ahead and I continue with my life. I also had to go get some blood work done. So right after my haircut, I ran over to the clinic that has my work done. Thankfully, they're really close. So that's, lucky for me. So I ran over, got my blood work done, and then I jogged home. And all of that happened within the course of my usual workout time. So I would have been working out instead of getting my blood work done. So I came back, and then I started with this video. And I didn't get to do my usual workout, but that's fine because I did my push-ups, my sit-ups, and my squats, and I feel like in my head that's enough. I hit my baseline for today for workouts. So remember to plan ahead. Remember to be consistent in terms of flexibility. Your life happens whether you want it to or not. So make sure you can get your necessities out of the way regardless of what happens. Thank you and have a fantastic day.